Hello and welcome to the first Star Wars video game review. In this video, I'm going to take a look at LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga and discuss Star Wars. This game was developed by Traveler's Tales. The mobile ports were developed by TT Fusion. The publisher is LucasArts. The release date is November 6, 2007. On release, this game is available for PC, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Nintendo DS, and Wii. The game is playable on the Steam Deck and Xbox Series X. Later on, the game was ported to Android and iOS. I have an Xbox 360 copy of this game. I captured this footage on my Xbox One S. The game covered the 6 films from The Phantom Menace to Return of the Jedi. This game received a positive reception from critics and gamers. I played this game when I was young. In this video, I will answer the following questions. How faithful is this game to its source material? Do I feel like I am immersed in the galaxy? And last but not least, is this game a good and fun Star Wars game? I never played the first 2 LEGO Star Wars games, so I don't know what the experience is like. Instead, I will be talking about what I can get out of this game. Let's jump in and find out. First, I'm going to discuss the history of Star Wars. In 1977, George Lucas created and directed the epic space opera Star Wars films. He started with The New Hope. Later on, George Lucas created the stories for The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Star Wars quickly became a pop culture phenomenon. Between 1999 and 2005, he created the prequel trilogy. The prequel trilogy consists of The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. Most of the films received a positive reception from critics and fans. Over time, the Star Wars franchise has books, video games, toys, and LEGO sets. I rewatched the films for this video review and discussion. In my opinion, the films are good and entertaining. Since 1999, LEGO has created Star Wars sets. The sets are based on the vehicles and events. Over time, the Star Wars sets evolved and became more detailed. The LEGO sets were used in the LEGO Star Wars video games. In 2005, TT Games released LEGO Star Wars the video game. In 2006, TT Games released LEGO Star Wars 2 the original trilogy. The Complete Saga is a combination of these 2 games with additional content and improved graphics. LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga uses LEGO sets from 1999 to 2007. LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga allows players to experience the first 6 films in LEGO form. Now I'm going to discuss the game. The game runs well on Xbox One and Xbox 360. The game is easy to run on many types of computers. I did not experience many bugs and glitches. On ProtonDB, the game received a gold rating. The graphics are great. The world, vehicles, and minifigures resemble their counterparts well. One missing detail is the yellow eyes on Anakin Skywalker in Revenge of the Sith. The blasters do not look like the ones seen in Star Wars. Instead, they look like a megaphone piece with a circular LEGO stud. The blaster effects look like they are from Star Wars. The snow and sand do not leave footprints behind. The vegetation looks good. The flow of hair and cape looks smooth and good. The weather effects such as rain and snow look great. The reflections look great. Throughout the game, there are mosaics. I appreciated the mosaics. The mosaics look good and accurate to the LEGO models. The cutscenes are well made. The animations are smooth. The cutscenes captured the events of Star Wars. Sometimes they make fun of the moments. Unfortunately, I cannot skip the cutscenes. The lightsaber hilts are the same LEGO piece. There are no detailed lightsaber hilts. The plasma blade looks amazing. The blade reminds me of some LEGO Star Wars stop motion videos. The sound effects are the same as the films. They sound great. Footsteps sound nice. The snapping and crackling of LEGO bricks sound good. John Williams' music is amazing and catchy. Unfortunately, there is no voice acting from the actors. The only voice I heard was from the battle droids when they said intruder alert, roger roger, and uh-oh. In my opinion, it sounds good. Overall, the graphics and sound capture the presentation of Star Wars well. The stories are a short retelling of the events in the Star Wars film. In the prequel films, they tell of a battle between the Republic and the Separatists. After the Revenge of the Sith, the story tells a battle between the Rebels and the Galactic Empire during the Galactic Civil War. The stories in Star Wars are good and interesting in my opinion. Star Wars has interesting characters and lore. The battles are intense. Not every single scene from the films is captured in this game. In the Attack of the Clones campaign, there are no levels that involve Padme Amidala and Anakin Skywalker visiting Naboo and Tatooine. Instead, Instead, there is a droid factory level. The gameplay captures some Star Wars moments. I like how I can use the Force to solve puzzles and shove enemies as the Jedi or Sith. Some parts of the level require the Sith to manipulate Lego objects with the dark side of the Force. The combat allows players to engage in fights with lightsabers or blasters. The combat is fun and repetitive. Lightsaber combat is simple. Players use lightsabers to destroy enemies and deflect lasers. Deflecting lasers with lightsabers take some practice and timing. Deflecting laser shots is satisfying. Players can perform satisfying but challenging backflip kills as Jedi or Sith characters. Unfortunately, players cannot throw lightsabers. During the gameplay, players do not reenact lightsaber duels as seen in the films. Players cannot kick enemies during the duels. The majority of enemies come in groups. The enemies have various health pools. Some enemies such as droid and stormtrooper commanders take 2 hits to kill them, even with a vehicle. Chewbacca can rip out the stormtrooper commander's arms, which doesn't require 2 hits to kill the commander. In some levels, players can pick up a power-up which grants them invincibility, regenerating health, fast build, stud magnet, and enhanced combat for a few seconds. The power-up is fun, satisfying, and useful. This is the only LEGO Star Wars game with a unique power-up. Droids and bounty hunters can access panels and unlock doors to progress levels and enter areas. Some characters such as protocol droids and Yoda move slowly. One workaround I found is to switch to a character that moves faster when needed. The computer-controlled second player follows player 1. The computer-controlled player does not defeat enemies. Sometimes it does not help you solve puzzles for mini-kits. One workaround I found is to control the other player in co-op mode by yourself. The Mos Eisley Cantina is the hub. It is organized well. In the Mos Eisley Cantina, players can access levels and create custom characters. The Mos Eisley Cantina has a counter. At the counter, players can purchase hints, extras, vehicles, gold bricks, and characters. In addition, players can enter cheat codes and watch story clips. In the character creator, there are many minifigure parts for the players to create 2 custom characters. In addition, players can start fights in the hub. Outside the Mos Eisley Cantina, players can play bounty hunter missions. In addition, the player can interact with vehicles and build an oil platform. At 100% completion, they can build a gold generator that produces coins. In addition, they can view miniature models of Star Wars vehicles. Jedi and Sith can double jump and attack enemies with their lightsabers. Jar Jar Binks can jump higher than the Jedi and Sith characters. Some characters with blasters have grappling hooks. The battle droids do not have grappling hooks. The grappling hook allows players to access platforms. When using the grappling hook to access platforms, the transition is pretty smooth. Some characters, such as R2-D2 and Boba Fett, can hover in the air for a few seconds. With these abilities, players can discover secret areas such as double bonus rooms and puzzles with mini-kits. Boss battles are fun. For example, the General Grievous boss battle is great. The boss battle involves Obi-Wan to jump and attack Grievous. Then Commander Cody shoots the explosives near Grievous. This boss battle is completely different from the one in the Revenge of the Sith film, where Obi-Wan duels Grievous himself and chases him. In addition, players can pilot vehicles such as speeders, pod racers, and starships. Most of the vehicle levels are fun. The vehicles have wide turning angles. They involve the player destroying enemies and obstacles. Not all vehicles shoot lasers. In the battle over Coruscant level, the player does not control the path of the Jedi Starfighter. In free play, the player can switch to any vehicle. The player can dodge obstacles and destroy enemy droid starships. I appreciate the feeling of a space battle. There are no swarms of buzz droids. Swarms of buzz droids attempt to disable Obi-Wan's Starfighter in Revenge of the Sith. In this level, the controls were inverted by default. Pushing the joystick up moves the starship down, and pushing the joystick down moves the starship up. I don't know if the controls are inverted on the PC and other consoles. In my opinion, it did not feel intuitive. I fixed it by inverting the up and down movements on the left joystick with the Xbox Accessories app, making the Battle of Coruscant experience smooth and fun. There are 2 gunship cavalry levels, which I find challenging and frustrating. Even though your gunship can fly, the gunship falls off the cliffs. At the original level, I find it hard to dodge and destroy the enemy droids while moving forward through lasers, artillery fire, Lego objects, and rocks. Sometimes a hailfire droid can flank behind the gunship and shoot it down. Once the gunship is destroyed, the player restarts the whole level at a checkpoint. With invincibility on, I realize how difficult this level is quickly. Once you complete the strafing part, there is a timed segment that requires the player to destroy generators while being attacked by droids. The camera angle is okay for me. I can see the action from a top-down perspective and everything going on. I managed to complete this level with invincibility. The new version feels a bit gimmicky. It's somewhat challenging to bring the detonators to destroy the force fields, generators, and lasers. Sometimes the detonators accidentally roll into droids or fall into pits. When this happens, I find it frustrating. However, it can be satisfying to destroy Lego objects with detonators. One aspect I like about the new version is the ability to respawn instead of redoing the entire level. I enjoy the freedom to move around the level and explore new areas, although some objects block the gunship. In my opinion, the gunship cavalry levels feel like a test of coordination, patience, and skill. When players collect gold bricks and complete levels, players can access other levels, free play, bounty hunter missions, and challenges. Bounty hunter missions involve players moving around an area to find a Star Wars character. These missions are available once a player purchases all the bounty hunter characters. The challenge mode is a free play mode involving players to find blue mini kits within a time limit. These modes are fun. Once a player completes levels within a film, they unlock a super story. The super story is a bonus where players collect 100,000 studs and complete a level within a time limit. In addition, there are character bonus and mini kit bonus. The character bonus involves players finding studs within 5 minutes while being attacked by enemies. Similar to character bonus, the mini kit bonus involves players finding studs in vehicles made from mini kits. The player needs to complete at least one vehicle to play this mode. In my opinion, these levels are fun. There are other bonus levels such as Lego City and New Town where players collect studs, explore the area, and solve puzzles. The places are interesting to explore. Players can play in 2-player co-op mode without a split screen. In addition, there is a player versus player arena mode where players can battle each other and defeat enemies. Players select any Star Wars character they unlock. The battles are fun and intense. Another unique level where players battle each other is Darth Vader. In Mustafar, the players battle each other on a big rock. Regardless of which player gets defeated, the level ends. In conclusion, I enjoyed LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. I enjoyed learning about the history and world of Star Wars. Most of the levels are great and fun. Some levels are challenging. The game captured the presentation and moments of Star Wars pretty well. I felt immersed in the Star Wars galaxy. As a result, I give this game a 7 out of 10. I recommend LEGO and Star Wars fans to check this out. I want to thank my cousins for providing me with a copy of the Xbox 360 port of the game. I greatly appreciate it. I'm grateful for Justin's help with this video. I had a lot of fun playing this game with him. I want to thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think of LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga and Star Wars. I'm going to take a break from Star Wars. Eventually, I will do reviews on other Star Wars games and LEGO sets. Subscribe for more LEGO and Star Wars content. Turn on the bell icon to be notified of when they get released.